I am Ilango. I was a former Panchayat president of this village Kuthambakkam, and basically I am a chemical engineer. I was a scientist in CSIR for about 10 years. Out of interest to work for my own village, I quit the job and came here. I contested in the Panchayat elections and became the Panchayat president. Then using Panchayat Raj as a tool, I tried to make this village as a role model for Panchayats by demonstrating variety of development initiatives leading to total development. Actually, I was very much interested to make use of the Panchayat Raj system. All along I born and I have grown in this village, and at that time when I was about 35 years or 35 years, I saw that the village was green and the village was fertile, people were productive and a lot of things were going on, but a lot of backwardness, maybe not good connectivity to the city, not good school, and apart from this kind of basic infrastructure, a lot of social problems like the women, the men beating the women, the illicit arak and abundant arak and drunken men, the atrocities on women and children, and again the caste, like for a small petty reasons, this used to erupt as a caste issue, and a lot of violence happened based on the caste. And farmers issue, the land was good, the farmers were not happy, and that kind of social problems. So then the better schooling and non-availability of the better schooling, that was also a problem. So to solve all these things, lot of things could be done as a volunteer. But as a volunteer, when I tried in the beginning, say when I was 24 to 27 or 30, that 7 years I was as a volunteer, educated person and working in government with the money, with other supports. I was doing a tuition center, I was trying to address this kind of social problems. But to fully implement, I was in need of the power, and some power was needed. Power means if it is a democratic power, it was very good. Then that was the time the great Rajiv Gandhi, the then Prime Minister, was contemplating the same type of thing to give power to the village people. And I used to read after I became the Panchayat leader, or after I started working for more Panchayats, then I used to read about his interest on Panchayats. So then when I was a scientist in 87, 86 like that, those days I used to meet the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi in meetings. I used to even see some closed door meetings as a Prime Minister, a part of the scientific team, and the interest he had on Panchayats, the interest he had on villages, that was remarkable. In fact, that really motivated me to work more on Panchayats, more on villages. So as a Prime Minister, despite he had lot of commitment on the science and technology development, all these things, equally he had interest, he expressed interest in promoting villages. So for that he used to put lot of questions. What has happened all along? Those days 5 years were completed. So 5 years have gone. What has happened to that money? What has happened to the time? Why the villages are not growing and grown up to the expectation? So that kind of what, why and the W based questions, he used to put more than 15 questions, and he used to find answers for that. And he put the bureaucrats into task, he put the lot of educated people, researchers to work on this. At last it was arrived. Yes, parliament was good, government was good, lot of things started coming from the top. By the time any 100 rupee wants to reach the people, the 100 rupee, by the time it reaches the grassroots, it became 19 rupees was the research they found. Then how to stop it? How to see the maximum rupee, the maximum from the 100 will reach the community? For that they have identified the Panchayat. Then the Panchayat was an old system available in India. But what was the problem with that panchayat? That panchayat, though old panchayat system, though it was there in the constitution, there was a mention in the constitution, there was a small chapter about panchayats in the original constitution, and that was not very strong. So, that was the time Rajiv Gandhi ji tried to make panchayat as a very strong one, and he made it as a constitutional one. He tried to amend the constitution, that was famous 62nd constitution amendment, but unfortunately it was passed in the Lok Sabha, but it was defeated in the Rajya Sabha. So, then the next time when he tried to become the Prime Minister, unfortunately he was assassinated, and that zeal, in fact, which I learned from Rajiv Gandhi, to work for panchayats, to work for gram villages through the panchayats, has driven me. After his death, I even took a pledge like I have to work on that. Being a villager, being a problematic village, to solve the problems, and being a social worker, I caught that point. Then after Rajiv Gandhi's demise, I thought the 62nd amendment type of amendment has to happen. So, I started studying more, I started working with a lot of organizations. More than doing a scientific research, I became a almost social researcher. I started working with variety of institutions across India to work for panchayats. At last, thanks to the then Prime Minister Narasimha Rao, the new Panchayat Raj system with called 73rd Amendment, it came in. And right from the day one, I started working on that 73rd Amendment, how effectively we can implement that. Interestingly, Kerala became one of the states, like Kerala, Karnataka, Bengal, all the 3-4 states, they were the first states who adopted the Panchayats 73rd Amendment. Interestingly, Kerala, it became very interesting. Once it was adopted, there was a great movement called People's Plan Campaign, PPC, led by the veteran leaders. So, they went to villages, they organized Gram Sabhas, they organized Ward Sabhas, and they made the people to understand the Panchayat, and they tried to make people's plan. And interestingly, ward level planning, village level planning, integrating the village level plan into block level planning, then integrating the block level planning into district level planning. The state plan was integration of the district plan. When that type of thing happened, it almost became the people's plan. So, whatever was reflected in the village level, ward level, that was reflecting the plan of the state. That was a fantastic thing. I had enough experience to work with the Kerala, the movement. With that interest, I was really waiting for some kind of thing to happen in Tamilnadu. But in the beginning, Tamilnadu, the then government, state government was not doing. At last in 1996, when the famous, the great Dr. Kalaignar came to, Karunanidhi came to power, and he promised, even the election campaign itself he promised, once DMK come to power and they will conduct panchayat elections. And yes, as soon as they came into power in 1996 May, and they constituted a committee to conduct the panchayat elections, to devolve powers to panchayat as per the 73rd Amendment's directions. Interestingly, then I decided even to quit the job when such thing happened. I started working with the committees, I started working with NGOs who were really working for power to people. So, when panchayat elections were declared in 1996 September, I called my people. Being a social worker, being a educated person in the community, I had a good role to play. So, I called the meeting of community, meeting of women, meeting of farmers, and then the new elections with the new Panchayat Raj system is coming, how effectively we can make use of it. So, interestingly, the people arrived at a conclusion, if I contest, and definitely then I could win and I could do good things with the community support. So, that made me to quit the job. So, I resigned the job from the CSIR Then I contested in the Panchayat elections, I became the Panchayat president, and interestingly my experience of working with the Kerala, working with other parts of India with variety of organizations for Panchayats, then I put the effort with the community, like Panchayat as per the constitution, village Panchayat is a local self-government. For that village, the Panchayat is a government, it is a democratically elected government. Plus, then the very interesting part of Panchayat is the Gram Sabha. Apart from the Panchayat president and the ward members who are executives elected by the people, the Gram Sabha is the base, it's a root for the democracy. So, it's a constitutional mandate, the Panchayat has to call for the Gram Sabha. So, once in 3 months or once in a month or any time, when any time is required, Panchayat can call the Gram Sabha. All the voters or the members of the Gram Sabha, all the people can participate, at least 1/3 of the people, if they are participating, thousands and thousands or 1,000 people are sitting, and with them we can arrive a plan, or you make a plan, talk to them, validate with the Gram Sabha. Like that, we the Panchayat, with me and with the ward members, with a good alliance of some people, we made a nice plan. The plan was all the 50 years felt needs should be fulfilled within 5 years. So, that was the very aggressive plan, and that plan book was prepared with the team of people. Then the plan was discussed in the Gram Sabha. Then the Gram Sabha people put questions, people put clarifications. Then when it was clarified, then people have adopted, accepted the plan. When even small corrections, small addition, deletions, it became a people's plan. When it became a people's plan, automatically everybody in the village, every family in the village, every individual in the village who participated, who joined the Gram Sabha, they came to know about, oh, these are the things going to happen. Then automatically when such thing happen, then how much of money needed? Then in that case again, how much of money needed, how much will come from government. If the government is not giving, then what is the alternate? Then for catching hold of catching some MLA, catching some industries, then how to mobilize that money. Apart from money, labor, how much of labor is needed, how much of paid labor to be done, or how much the community can contribute as labor. Then materials, if it is a sand, if it is a brick, as per the estimates, if you do not have the money, and is it available within the village, the resources available within the village, pouring all these things, it is a community led people's participatory development program started, and one by one. In the beginning we started a long felt need of a long drain in a scheduled caste family members living area. So, it was a long felt one. It was very costly one as per the government estimates. Here we prepared the estimates, we raised some money from the government, we raised some money from the Panchayat. The remaining thing, the community came forward to contribute the labor, the community came forward to contribute the tractor, the community came forward to contribute whatever material available with the community. With that, we really accomplished making a massive drain of more than 1,700 meters, which used to cost more than 8 to 9 lakhs if it is in a normal way. Those days I am talking in 1996, whereas by spending 1.76 lakhs with the people's contribution, we made it. And that was the big opening. It became a surprise for the community. All along 50 years people were waiting for this. Now with the community participation, it happened. And that has given a big opening in our Panchayat, and the people started understanding about Panchayat. People started pouring support one by one to the Panchayat. In a span of 2-3 years time, every 1 rupee, every 1,000 rupee of the Panchayat will become 2,000 rupees with the community. When that was discussed with the then Chief Minister, and again quoted some models from Kerala, the then Chief Minister was happily deputing officers to go there and see the models in Kerala. We came here, and then the Chief Minister came forward. Every 1 rupee the Panchayat is investing, government used to give 1 rupee. So, like that we, the Panchayat, we gave a proposal for more than 2 crore rupee, 4 crore rupee. In that 2 crore rupee was given by the government, and 2 crore rupee worth of support was mobilized from the community. In that way, in 2 years time or 3 years time maximum, we fulfilled all the needs. As I told in the beginning, it was a drain. Then with that was called a famous scheme of the then state government called Namak Name, we for ourselves. Phase by phase, in 3 years time, we have made everything. We made all the inner roads as nice concrete roads, and we deepened all the water bodies. Every liter of rainwater was caught in the ponds, and the water table of the village has risen. And the community also started participating, and they were seeing in front of their own eyes, they were seeing the developments. So that time, that way the Panchayat became a demonstrating Panchayat, it became a model Panchayat. By seeing that, government officials also, they started coming in and started putting support. And the very interesting thing was, in the 3-4 years process, we were able to neutralize the caste issues. And it was not eradication of the caste, but caste based vehemence was totally brought down. And a lot of people, the poor among the so called upper caste, the poor among the so called scheduled caste, all the people, they started working as brothers in the Panchayat works. Then we thought of providing, we thought of promoting a small scheme called promoting a new township, new area, new hamlet. But the then Chief Minister was great, and he was so happy to understand this, and he put that as a name called Samathuvapuram, and he promoted that as a famous scheme for the state. When this is possible in one village, why not in other villages? He directed all the district collectors to select one such village and promote Samathuvapurams across Tamilnadu. Interestingly, from 1998 to 2001, he promoted more than 125 Samathuvapurams, and that the concept of Samathuvapuram emanated from Kuthambakkam. While building that Samathuvapuram, we adopted variety of cost-effective and eco-friendly technologies. And apart from ecological issue and building the blocks, building the building materials, building the tiles, it became the employment for the community. Because we stopped the illicit act, so lot of employment crisis came, and every family was in need of job. And here the Panchayat money, the government money was converted to become a brick or a tile or a rafter or anything. Everything was taught to the community. The community did it. So then the community assets were built up, and the money was going as a food and livelihood for the community.
என்னோட பேர் ரமா. நாங்கள் இங்கே வந்து 20 வருஷம் ஆகுது. இது வந்து குத்தம்பாக்கம் பஞ்சாயத்து இந்த ஏரியா. இந்த ஏரியா பேர் வந்து 77வது பெரியார் நினைவு சமத்துவபுரம் இந்த ஏரியா பேர். இங்கே எல்லா கம்யூனிட்டியும் சேர்ந்து தான் இருக்கும். அந்த கம்யூனிட்டி நாங்கள் அதர் கேஸ்ட்லாம் எதுவுமே கிடையாது. நாங்கள் ஒரு சொந்தமாக தான் இருப்போம்.
In that we created 50 twin houses. That every twin house, one side a poor family from the Dalit community, other side a poor family from the so-called upper caste community. They were made to live as partners. So it was historic.
நாங்கள்லாம் இங்கே எவ்வளோ ஒத்துமையாக இருக்கோம்னா, அவங்க வீட்டில் ஏதாவது ஃபங்க்ஷன்னா அவங்க இன்விடேஷனில் எங்களோட நேம் போடுற அளவுக்கு நாங்கள் அவ்வளோ ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்பாக தான் இருக்கோம். எங்களுக்குள்ளே அந்த கேஸ்ட் ஒரு பிரச்சனையே கிடையாது. எங்கள் வீட்டில் நாங்கள் எந்த ஃபெஸ்டிவல்ஸ், எந்த கிறிஸ்மஸ் அது மாதிரி நாங்கள் செலிப்ரேட் பண்ணும்போது எங்கள் வீட்டில் இருக்கிற எல்லா ஸ்வீட்ஸ் எல்லாமே அவங்க வீட்டில் கொடுப்போம். அவங்க வீட்டில் ஏதாவது ஃபங்க்ஷன் இந்த மாதிரி ஃபெஸ்டிவல்ஸ், பொங்கல், தீபாவளியெல்லாம் செய்யும்போது அவங்களும் எங்கள் வீட்டில் எடுத்து வந்து அதை ஸ்வீட்ஸ் எல்லாம் கொடுப்பாங்க. ட்ரெஸ் எடுத்து கொடுத்துருப்போம், அவங்களும் எங்களுக்கு எடுத்து கொடுப்பாங்க. பேசுறதுனா கூட முறை வச்சு அத்தை, மாமா, அப்பா, அம்மா அப்படி தான் பேசுவோம். எந்த ஒரு பிரச்சனையும் எங்களுக்கு இது வரைக்கும், இந்த நாள் 20 வருஷம் அது இங்கே வந்து இது வரைக்கும் எங்களுக்கு வந்ததே கிடையாது. இந்த சமத்துவபுரம் பஞ்சாயத்து தமிழ்நாட்டில் குத்தம்பாக்கம் பஞ்சாயத்தில் தான் ஆரம்பித்தாங்க. இந்த சமத்துவபுரம் வந்து தமிழ்நாட்டில் மட்டும் இல்லாமல் இந்தியா முழுவதும் இருந்தால் நல்லாயிருக்கும். ஏன்னா இந்த இடத்துல இந்த ஜாதி அந்த மதம் எதுவுமே கிடையாது. இந்தியா முழுவதும் இருந்தால் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்கும். அதுவும் இல்லாத இந்த ஒரு குடும்பத்தையும் எடுத்திங்கன்னா முன்னாடி வீடு இல்லாமல் வாடகை வீட்டில் சொந்தக்காரங்க வீட்டிலலாம் இருந்த அனுபவங்கள் நிறைய நீங்கள் போய் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிறையா இருக்கும். ஆனால் இந்த சமத்துவபுரம் வந்ததுக்கப்புறம் அவங்களுக்குன்னு ஒரு வீடு, அவங்க ஒரு சுயமாக நிற்கிறதுக்கான ஒரு இடமா இது அமைஞ்சுது. இந்த சமத்துவபுரம் வந்ததால் எங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்குமே ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம்தான்.
That's the beauty of Samathuvapuram, and Samathuvapuram is the pilot. The whole country has to adopt every panchayat if they are doing like that, and the vehemence of the caste will come down. For that, Kuthambakkam is the pioneering village. And like that, in 1996 to 2001, in 5 years' time, this panchayat became a beautiful model for the country. Then I was re-elected in 2001 to 2006, the second term. And the second term, whatever was left over in the first 5-year plan, and we undertook that, and we made 100% safe housing for everybody. We made employment for everybody, and we developed the Panchayat Academy concept, like calling other panchayats to hear, when this is possible here, why not you do that? That kind of thing was happening. So in 10 years' time, I was happily seeing the fruits of the power of the Panchayat Raj and 73rd Amendment. And then I became the Kuthambakam became a platform for training other Panchayat leaders in a span of this 10 years' time. Maybe in the second term, 6-7 years' time, we got a network of more than 700 Panchayats across Tamilnadu. And right now, even now, I am working for more and more such network, and from the network I am in the process of building model panchayats, model cluster panchayats. For that, the Panchayat Academy concept is evolving, and for that we are working. As part of the development initiatives, the cleanliness and sanitation, cleanliness of the community, cleanliness of the village, and cleanliness of the individual family is also very important. In that, sanitation was the crisis. In fact, the government gave a lot of programs. In that, under the total sanitation, all the families should be provided with the toilets. So that was the normal scheme. But in the speciality of our village was, apart from the toilet, apart from the latrine, the need of the family, the women particularly, was the bath facility. So in our panchayat, we made a toilet cum bathroom. It's a larger one, and interestingly, the construction with the small money, with the small construction, the contractors were not available. So we promoted a technology called prefab concrete technologies. We made prefabricated items, slabs and joists and variety of doors and everything. With that, we created a team of people to go and work, and they went there, all the families. In 2.5 hours time, our team will assemble a beautiful toilet cum bathroom with the water facility. We provide a small water tank. One very important area the panchayat had to work was the providing a better education for the children. How I suffered when I was a small boy. So I passed my 4th standard. Then up to 5th standard to 12th standard, I had to go for about 10 kilometers in Poonamalle. So that really made me, so though the children are studying up to 5th standard, 6th standard, 7th standard, 8th standard within the village by traveling for 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, then continuing that up to school final, up to higher secondary level, it became a big difficulty. So my dream was creating a very sustainable education system in the village. So with the panchayat support, with the panchayat movement, and again with the government support, we elevated elementary level school to a upper primary school. Then from upper primary, it became a high school. Then from the high school, now it became a higher secondary school. Now the children who born in the village, and straight away, then without any difficulty, they can go pass +2 and they can go for college education. So that's a beauty of thing.
வணக்கம், என் பேர் கோமதி. நான் குத்தம்பாக்கம் ஊராட்சி மன்றத்துலேருந்து வரேன். நான் வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் ஹையர் செகண்டரி ஸ்கூலில் தான் படித்தேன். 11th to 12th வரைக்கும் கவர்மெண்ட் ஹையர் செகண்டரி தான் ஸ்கூலில் தான் படித்தேன். எனக்கு முன்னாடி படித்தவங்களாம் வந்து ஃபஸ்ட் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்லேருந்து 5th வரைக்கும் கவர்மெண்ட் ஸ்கூலில் படித்தேன். இங்கே தான் படித்தாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் கிடையாது இங்கே கிளாஸு. அதனால ரொம்ப தூரம் தாண்டி தான் போய் படிக்கணும், கீழ்மணமேட்டில். அங்கே படிக்கிறதுக்கு முடியல பாதி பேர். அதனால் எங்கள் ஊரில் வந்து பாதி பேருக்கு கல்வியே இல்லாமல் போச்சு. அதுக்கப்புறம் இளங்கோ சார் வந்து ஊராட்சி மன்ற தலைவர் ஆனார். இந்த ஊர் தான் அவர் ஊராட்சி மன்ற தலைவர் ஆனார். அவர் வந்ததுனால இங்கே ஃபஸ்ட் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்லேருந்து 10th வரைக்கும் ஃபஸ்ட்டு கொண்டு வந்தார். அதுக்கப்புறம் 10th 11th 12th கொண்டு வந்தார். அதுக்கப்புறம் 11th 12th வந்து மிங்கிலாய் தான் உட்காந்துட்டு இருந்தோம் நாங்கள் படிக்கிற வரைக்கும். இப்போ தனியாக ஒரு பில்டிங் கட்டியிருக்காரு அவர். இப்போ இந்த சைடு கட்டியிருக்காரு பில்டிங்கு. அதனால் வந்து இப்போ படிக்கிற மாணவர்களுக்கு வந்து கல்வி வந்து தடையாக இருக்காது. இந்த ஊரில் படிக்கிறவங்களுக்கு தடையாக இருக்காது, கிட்டியும் இருக்குது. அப்புறமா ஃபஸ்ட்டு வந்து தமிழ் மீடியம் தான் இருந்துச்சு. இப்போ இங்கிலீஷ் மீடியமும் கொண்டு வந்தாங்க. ஃபஸ்ட் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்லேருந்து 8th வரைக்கும் இப்போ இங்கிலீஷ் மீடியம் இருக்குது. தமிழ் மீடியம் படிக்கிற பசங்களும் இங்கிலீஷும் கற்றுக்கலாம் அப்படின்றதுக்காக இங்கிலீஷ் மீடியமும் கொண்டு வந்தார் அவர் இந்த ஊருக்கு நிறைய நல்லது செஞ்சுருக்காரு. இந்த ஸ்கூல் கட்டி கொடுத்துருக்காரு. ரொம்ப நன்றி.
The employment opportunity in the villages, that too sustainable employment opportunities, that's a crisis again. The village is growing means there must be employment opportunity, that too sustainable employment opportunity must be there. For that, being a scientist or being a technically qualified technocrat, our panchayat, we initiated variety of village industries program, and the village industries are based on the local resources, value addition of the local resources into final product, and the process, in that process cultivation becomes the employment, sustainability for the farmers, the value addition of the farmers produce, that becomes the livelihood for the landless people. In that process all the felt need are met within the villages. So then in that process of course we have developed a variety of village industries, and more than 45 to 46 packages are built and demonstrated here, and that's a beautiful model for this country. The women are the real human resource, the powerful human resource in the villages, but generally then they are not utilized up to that level. So in the beginning, in 1999 or 2001, when this village became a model, then we started working with organizing the women as self-help groups.
என் பேர் வந்து கீதா. குத்தம்பாக்கம் பஞ்சாயத்தில் இருக்கிறாங்க. வந்து ஃபஸ்ட்டு வந்து மகளிர் குழு தலைவராக தான் இருந்தேன். தலைவராக இருந்து நாங்கள் ஒரு 17 பேர் குழுவாக ஆரம்பித்தோம். அப்போது வந்து குழு ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது யாரும் வெளியிலலாம் போனதில்லை, பேங்க்குக்கு போனதில்லை, பிடிஓ ஆஃபீஸ் கூட போனது கிடையாது. வீட்டோடு தான் இருப்போம் எங்கள் குழுவில் இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாருமே. அதுக்கப்புறம் குழு ஆரம்பித்த பிறகு நிறைய ட்ரைனிங்லாம் கொடுத்தாங்க எங்களுக்கு இந்த குழுவில். அப்போது ஒரு அலுவலகத்துக்கு போனோன்னா அதெல்லாம் தைரியம் வேணும் மகளிருக்கு. நம்ம பொம்பளைங்க அப்படின்னு பின்வாங்கி நிற்கக்கூடாது. தைரியமாக போயிட்டு எதையுமே தெரியாத விஷயத்த கூட ஒரு அதிகாரியை பார்த்து இது எனக்கு தெரியல சார் சொல்லிக் கொடுங்கன்னு கேட்குற தைரியம் வரணும், இந்த பக்குவம் வரணும் பெண்களுக்கு அப்படின்ற ஊக்கத்தெல்லாம் வந்து ட்ரைனிங்கில் சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் பேங்க்குக்கு போனால் படிக்காதவங்க கூட பேங்க்குக்கு போயிட்டு வரலாம், படித்தவங்க மட்டும்தான் போகணும் அப்படின்ற தகவலையும் எங்களுக்கு இந்த குழு ட்ரைனிங்கில் தான் சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க. அது பிரகாரம் எல்லாருமே கற்றுக்கணும். இப்போ ஒரு 6 மாதம் சேமிப்பு 50 ரூபா தான் சேமிப்பு ஆரம்பித்தோம் நாங்கள். அதுக்கப்புறமா தான் கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக ஒரு 2 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறமா வீட்டிலேயே ஒவ்வொருத்தர் கடை வச்சாங்க, காய்கறி வியாபாரம் பண்ணாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் 100 ரூபா 200 ரூபா ஆக்கணும். பேங்க்குக்கு அதிகமாக சேமிப்பு. அதுலேருந்து பசங்களோட படிப்புக்கு ஃபீஸ் கட்டணும், புக்ஸ் வாங்கணும். அப்படின்னா நம்ம தேவைக்காக நம்ம குழுவிலேருந்தே கடன் கொடுக்க ஆரம்பித்தோம். வெளியில் கடன் வாங்கினா 5 ரூபா 10 ரூபா வட்டி இருக்குது, குழுவில் வாங்கினா 2 ரூபா வட்டி தான். அதனால் குழுவிலேயே எங்களுக்கு தேவைக்கு நாங்களே கடன் கொடுக்குற அளவுக்கு ஒரு முன்னே வந்துட்டோம். வந்த பிறகு அதுக்கப்புறமா லோன் கொடுத்தாங்க பேங்க்கில். சூழல் நிதியாக ஒரு 25,000 ரூபா கொடுத்தாங்க ஃபஸ்ட்டு. அதை வச்சு கொஞ்சம் பேர் வந்து குழு எல்லாருமே தொழில் ஆரம்பிக்க முடியாது. பாதி பேர் தொழில் ஆரம்பித்து அஞ்சலின்றவங்க கடை வச்சுருக்குறாங்க, டீ கடை வச்சுருந்தாங்க, வீட்லேயே ஒரு சின்ன மளிகை கடை மாதிரி வச்சுருக்குறாங்க. இன்னொருத்தவங்க காய்கறி வியாபாரம் பண்ணுறாங்க, ரேணுகான்றவங்க. அப்படியே படிப்படியாக முன்னேறி 10 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறமா ஒரு நல்ல நிலைமைக்கு வந்திருக்கிறோம் நாங்கள். இன்றைக்கி வந்து பேங்க்கில் போயிட்டு மகளிர் குழு வந்திருக்கு, எங்களுக்கு நாங்கள் 17 பேர் இருக்கோம், எங்களுக்கு லோன் வேணும், 5 லட்சம் வேணுனாலும் கொடுக்க தயாராக. ஏன்னா அந்தளவுக்கு நாங்கள் திருப்பி கட்டுறோம். அந்தளவுக்கு பெண்கள் வந்து எல்லாருமே சம்பாதிக்க ஆரம்பித்தோம். யாருமே வீட்டில் வந்து சும்மா இருக்கிறது இல்லை. குத்தம்பாக்கம் பஞ்சாயத்தில் வந்து 10 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லார் வீட்லேயும் வந்து தனிநபர் கழிவறை கிடையாது, எல்லாம் வெளியில் தான் போவாங்க. குழு ஆரம்பித்த பிறகு பஞ்சாயத்தும் குழுவும் இணைஞ்சி ஒவ்வொரு வீட்டுக்கும் தனியாக கழிவறை கட்டணும்னு ஆரம்பித்தாங்க. அப்போது மகளிர் ஒவ்வொரு மகளிருக்கும் தனியாக கணக்கு ஆரம்பித்து அவங்க குழுவில் பாதி காசு கடன் வாங்கி மீதி வந்து அரசாங்கம் பஞ்சாயத்து மூலிமா அரசாங்கம் வந்து 12,000 ரூபாய் ஒரு சுழல் நிதியாக கொடுத்தது. அதனுடைய உதவியோட ஒவ்வொரு வீட்லேயும் கழிவறை கட்ட ஆரம்பித்தாங்க. இப்போ குத்தம்பாக்கத்தில் வந்து கழிவறை இல்லாத வீடு கிடையாது. பஞ்சாயத்தோட உதவியோடு தான் இது எல்லாமே சப்போர்ட் இருந்தது. குத்தம்பாக்கம் பஞ்சாயத்தில் அந்த நேரத்தில் எலெக்ஷன் வந்தப்போ பஞ்சாயத்தில் வந்து பெண்கள் தான் நிற்கணும்னு ஒரு இது வந்தது எங்கள் பஞ்சாயத்துக்கு. அப்போ நான் தலைவராக நின்னேன். எல்லாரோட உதவியோட பெண் தலைவராக ஜெயிச்சு வந்தேன். பூந்தமல்லி பிளாக்லேயே வந்து குத்தம்பாக்கம் பஞ்சாயத்து அதிக ஓட்டு உரிமையில் ஜெயிச்சு வந்தேன்.
Panchayat as a local self-government, it's an authority in fact. Interestingly, when a state government program of grabbing the Panchayat lands and trying to make that as a dump yard for the state, this Panchayat went to court and it fought in the court, and with the people's support, with the Gram Sabha, the people's participation in the Gram Sabha, with the Gram Sabha's decision and support of the people, and we even won the case, and the government program of making dump yard as a part in our Panchayat was stopped. That's the power of the people, that's the power of Gram Sabha, power of participatory community support. So that was one of the very interesting things we have done. I used to listen from Dr. Kalam, the real Swaraj, Gram Swaraj is possible the day when every Panchayat is relieved from the dependency of grid for electricity. That means Panchayat has to generate its own electricity. That's the day, the real day of Swaraj, Gram Swaraj. In that way, we worked a lot. This Panchayat worked a lot, and we were the first people, or in the beginning itself, we started working on energy audit by adopting variety of energy audit modes. And in that process, again, as part of the village industries program, we promoted micro industries for making energy efficient lights, energy efficient fans. Now we have got a beautiful solar laboratory in the village, and using that we make use of the solar energy effectively, and using the energy audited mode of electricity usage, and a lot of huge energy is saved. That is a thumb rule of 1 unit saved is 3 unit produced, and every 3 unit you can save around 90,000 liters of carbon dioxide emission. So for that this Panchayat is a beautiful model. India lives in its villages. If villages perish, India will perish. So the prosperity of the India is the real prosperity of villages. So it's vice versa. So we have to work for that. A span of 2 decades or more than 2 decades, I started with that mission of building this village as a model. Started from making a small plan, mobilizing people, capturing the panchayats, mobilizing the Gram Sabha, validating the plan, one by one when we started. Yes, now this Panchayat is almost a fulfilled one. Almost all the things are there, and the drive is because Gandhi's drive. The drive is, when this is possible in Panchayat, in this Kuthambakkam Panchayat, why not in other Panchayats? That's a systemic model, in fact. That's where it drives me to work. From 1996 onwards, I was the Panchayat leader. In 1996 to 2001, a lot of initiatives, the state government, the then central government, a lot of good things happened. In fact, they were keen on devolving power to panchayats, and lot of bottom up process was happening. There was lot of encouragement in promoting the bottom up process. Slowly, every 5 years, except Kerala. In Kerala, it was progressive. It started with something, the graph was going on. In other part of the state, including Tamilnadu, and the powers were slowly coming down. Now it's more on centralization, So it's a high time the panchayats should, the bottom-up process should evolve in such a way, then more power should be given at the bottom of the pyramid, panchayats. Or the panchayats should get federated and demand or demonstrate the need of the horizontalization.